Hey, this thing thugger. Welcome to the Wolf Project, where people have encounters, they record those encounters, they submit their encounter to me, where I attempt to verify, was it just some known species they encountered? Were they being hoaxed? Or was it possibly the real deal? Something unknown. Now look at this. This doesn't look like your typical Bigfoot encounter location. We are at the Mountain View General Store in Augusta, Virginia. Now, if I zoom back a little bit, we see that that little store is sitting in an ocean of trees. So it might feel a little spookier, a little different at nighttime. And if I go back a little further, we see there's mountain ranges on the other side. So suddenly it becomes possible that, yeah, maybe there was something strange going on there. So now let's do a quick zoom in and have a listen as to what Mr. D and his friend recorded sitting there in their car that night about 9 p.m. outside that little market. Now, what's really weird about this, or even weirder, is that there is about 6 minutes of whatever that is doing this. It's kind of in groups of twos, and there's a little pause, then wash and repeat again for like 6 minutes. So you might want to believe that it's a dog or a coyote or a cow caught in a fence or something like that, but you can't prove that. All you'll have is your opinion. And I'm going to show you something that will prove to you that it was no known species. Let's go check it out. Okay, so I'm going to just lay my cards down on the table, show you my hand right off the bat. These blips over here on the left, those are obviously... Oh, that's Chewbacca, the mystery yelper out there. And then we notice right here... As traffic passes, the mystery yelper stops, lets the traffic pass, and then once traffic is cleared, then it's back to business. And if I scroll to the right, you can see every single time a car, truck, traffic passes, it's the same thing. It always shuts up and lets them pass. So you tell me, what known species out there is smart enough to not waste its energy howling, yelping, whatever it's doing when traffic passes? Otherwise, nothing would be able to hear it. Would a dog or coyote or cow or whatever you think this is, would it know to stop vocalizing when traffic passes? Of course not. Nothing out there is, except for maybe humans. But next, I'm going to show you that these could not have possibly been done by humans either. One obvious difference between human vocalizations and whatever this thing is, have a listen. So I'm hearing kind of a roar type sound. So that means it's hitting more than one note. What's crazy about that is it remains in only one frequency. That's impossible because different notes would be at different frequencies. So now if I drop in my bad impression of this thing, have a listen to both. The original's on the left. So you can see where this thing is hitting different notes and it remains board straight, whereas I'm hitting what to my ear sounds like the same notes. And look, I'm all over the place. Like I start way down here, and then I jump straight up 200 hertz, and then fall back down over 200 hertz. So right here with mine, you can see what hitting different notes looks like, whereas this thing over here on the left, it's hitting different notes, yet its vocalization does not vary in pitch. That's weird. That's what I would consider impossible, and yet we're looking at it. And if, for example, I drop in a basset hound, making a bay type vocalization, listen to all three. So you can see what I'm talking about. You can see the basset hound, its vocalization. It goes up and down, and up and down, and up and down, and up and down from beginning to end. Not this thing over on the far left. So again, whatever it is over here, not a dog, not a coyote, not a wolf, not a human. And so now for anybody still thinking that it was some human hoax, what I've done here, I've taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of the different yelps. Again, there's like 6 minutes of these yelps in total. And you can see, I've stacked them here on top of one another so that we could compare them. And you can see that each groaning yelp has its own unique sonic fingerprints. Its characteristics are entirely different from all the others. So if it was a hoax, well, that would explain why they turned down every time a car passed. But tell me this, how can you record 6 full minutes of an unknown species yelping? How do you do that? Where do you find an unknown species to record? Explain that, prove that, and then you'll have something. But until you can do that, it wasn't a hoax. I even measured this to see if I could find a pattern, like a repeating pattern. So I dropped in these 2 green bars here. So there's 2 yelps, and then I come to the next 2 yelps, and it matches up fairly well. I come to the next 2, matches fairly well, and then there's just 1 yelp, and then there's a longer space, and then it starts in again, 2 yelps, and look, these yelps are way off. So bottom line, I couldn't find a pattern, but to me, this almost feels like some sort of Morse code or something. And you know what's odd is, why is there not another unknown species out there responding to this? Is this some important message where you wouldn't respond to it? You're what is this, the Daily News? I mean, all we can do at this point is speculate, because if it's not a known species and if humans can't do it, what the heck is it? So now let's wrap up on this. I am going to drop in a vocalization. Have a listen.
Starting to regret.
That's one of the infamous Bigfoot truck stop howls recorded by Danny Ramirez up in the Pacific Northwest.
Starting to regret.
That's Danny talking. By the way, if you're ever recording something like this, please do not talk over the top of the vocalizations themselves. But Danny he did a great job. I am thrilled that he recorded all this. But now I'm going to here is one of today's. Now I'm going to let these 2, just a short section of this loop, listen to them. Listen closely. See if you can hear a similarity. So to me, I'm hearing 2 slightly different notes, I'll say, being played by the same type instrument, if you get my meaning. This sounds like 2 different individuals, but the same species, producing these vocalizations with the exact same type of gear, of equipment. Incredibly powerful and incredibly complex vocal cords. So I believe this means something. And if the only thing you can find to match a vocalization is another mystery vocalization that doesn't match any known species and has been scaring the bejesus out of people all over North America, then we've got a match. This for me at least is proof that you can see, like visual evidence, like fingerprints, sonic fingerprints, and proof that we can hear, proving that there is an unknown, terribly intelligent, unknown species out there that can completely evade humans, but doesn't seem to mind us hearing its vocalizations, and it has incredibly powerful vocal cords and incredibly complex vocal cords, able to produce sounds that no known species nor humans can do. I think that's amazing. So, Mr. D and your buddy, thank you so much. You did the right thing recording this. Your cell phone did okay, but you need to gear up if you're going to be out there again and take some proper gear. I've got links below so that you can gear up and get out there and record more of this, please. All right, everybody, special thanks to my patrons and YouTube members for my Thinker Thunker channel. They are the only support I have to do research now for 2 different channels. So thank you guys so much. It's $1 a month. And again, you're supporting the only scientific research I know, in two different forms of it, doing simple comparative analysis, sonically and visually, actually physically measuring. So I believe we are doing important work here. And maybe someday, about 200 years from now, when I have 1 million subscribers, maybe the rest of the world will begin to know about my findings here. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Take care.